Good day. Good day to you. Today our topic is how famous can you become? There is always a tussle between being faithful in your station of life and being famous. The two look like contradictory because faithful people something do not seek fame and famous people may become unfaithful. This doesn't have to be. You can be faithful in your station of life and with the call and gift God has given you, and you can gather fame because you have been faithful. So what do we pursue? We pursue faithfulness, excellence in our marriage, in raising up our children, in the chosen vocation, doctor or lawyer or teacher or whatever, politics or wherever. So when we have faithfully done our call of duty, fame will follow. So we do not follow fame, fame follows us. James 1:17 says, every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of light, with whom there is no variation or shadow of change. So there's a good gift in each one of us. It's to be worked to become a perfect gift, God working with us, and there's a download from God for our every season for betterment, going from good to better and better to best. And God does not change. Even when we fail, He keeps the God scope, God's script that He had for our life. He keeps faith with it till we get back on track and improve. So we have this treasure in jars of clay. We are the jars of clay. Treasure is that knowledge of Christ increasing in us and the call and gift of Christ, His ministry, what He gave us to do increasing in us is the treasure, so that we do not varnish or paint and make the vessel look good, but we attend on our inward character and the gift. Inward shining will become a bright light. So we will become a lamp on a stand, we will become a lighthouse, we will become a witness and a testimony that the surpassing power belongs to God and not to us. Let's display the treasure of the knowledge of the Savior working well for us in our day-to-day life, in our chosen field of work. Proverbs 18:16 says, a man's gift makes room for him and brings him before the great. So we don't have to struggle for fame or to become gift when we work well with our gift, God-given gift. Everyone has a God-given gift that can take him to the king. Dick Whittington looked after a cat and that took him to the king, is that old story. David, the shepherd boy, played his guitar so well, the harp, which he made himself. That took him before the king. So there are many examples like that. Born small, that a great invention like Henry Ford's Model T took him to greatness. So this is the gift of God. The assembly line in which he had innovation, and his slogan was, a business that earns money only is a poor business. So Proverbs 18:6, a man's gift makes room for him and brings him before the great. Proverbs 22:29, do you see a man diligent in his business? He shall stand before kings, he shall not stand before unknown men. So excellence in your work will bring you fame, will take you before great people, and will also earn you the wealth. It is not wrong to be famous. There is nothing about being famous that's wrong. If you excel in whatever you do, you are one of the best of the best. You are the brightest of the bright. You are incredibly talented. You will rise to the top of your field and you will be well known. So I speak from experience. I am Dr. Lalith Mendis. I became batch top in the Colombo Medical Faculty in every exam, and I was known for my academic acumen, but a call came for me to take up God's vocation. So we do not seek fame, but the excellence in our chosen field brings fame. So we are God's ambassadors, and God is making His appeal through us. 2 Corinthians 5:19-20, we implore you on behalf of Christ, be reconciled to God. So the the best capitalized corporate is God's business, because God gave the life of His Son on Calvary that we may all become God's chosen, God's people, and that we will work with God's way rather than our own way being our highway. Then the world becomes a much better place. So John the Baptist said he must become greater and greater, that Jesus Christ must become greater and greater, that John the Baptist must become less and less. You are called as an ambassador of Christ. What is an ambassador? Ambassador is the highest ranking diplomat sent for one nation, from one nation to another nation, to represent home territory. So we are an ambassador of Christ to represent what God has for everyone. So we are citizens of a different kingdom where there is no struggle for existence. It's not survival, but everybody being able to thrive and do their best, be at their best. As an ambassador of Christ, when we walk into the room, light walks into the room. We are messengers approved by God. So we speak as messengers approved by God to be entrusted with the good news. Our purpose is to please God, not people. He alone examines the motives of our heart. Not human praise, we do not seek that. And David said at the height of his glory, not to us, O Lord, not to us, but your name be the glory because of your love and faithfulness. So we are not pursuing fame, we are pursuing the God-given gift and the chosen vocation, and in it fame will follow us. We don't deny fame, we don't pursue fame. It will follow us. So what is fame? The knowledge that one who lives in us, the Good Shepherd, is making everything we do come out very well. That's how the Good Shepherd works. My cup runs over. My head is anointed with oil. He appoints my table, even in adversity or hostility or difficult circumstances as Sri Lanka is going through. He appoints a table with those who have said, we want God to work with us. Then your table will have chairs of your companions, colleagues, and the portion of work. To each one is assigned a measure. Some may have a gift and a company that serves livelihoods for 10 people. Another may be chairman of a company that serves livelihood for 5,000 people. So it is the measure of the gift of Christ in you as an entrepreneur with which God works. Now, where we go wrong is we have micro cravings for fame inside us, these little addictions for fame, things we do again and again to look glorious, notorious, famous. Those are our cravings. So we may use food and the place we ate, more food, social media pictures and photos to say we had a grand time. And we may wear clothes, and then we may get on to more expensive clothes. So there is the pursuit of more, chasing a carrot all the time, more all the time. So it's a branded clothes, then others must see and know what branded clothes we are wearing. Then we all need a shelter. But then we want to decorate the house, make it bigger, grander. Then we want to decorate the gate and the walls. So besides having shelter, we want to advertise and exhibit our greatness and fame through that. Then what about a vehicle? We want to have increasingly a more visible vehicle, more expensive vehicle. So this pursuit of more never ends, and that is where fame goes wrong. One person, then in the social media we want to be liked, and if some rough comment is made, we are very ruffled. We are upset, and if our photo or post is not liked enough, we have to pull it down and put a better one and make it just right, and looking for fame in the eyes of man. That's not the way we want to go. David was obedient to God, and there was the king of the country got demon-possessed, King Saul. So there was a young man, when they were looking for a harpist, a musician, young man who got to know, who had heard about David's ability and skill in the area of musician. He said, I know a son of Jesse in Bethlehem who is very skilled. King, you need to get him. He's also a brave chap. He's a great warrior, and he's good at commanding people, and he's excellent on the job he undertakes. So unknown to David, his fame had gone to the king's place. And he said he's also handsome. And also it was said God is with him. What a fame, what a notoriety, what a record and a report that has spread about this shepherd boy who was eighth in the family, and his brothers didn't think much of him. He was an embarrassment to his father, Jesse, who had David in Jesse's ripe old age, a 70-year-old man having a 10-year-old son, so to say. So he was embarrassed, but God chose David to be the next king. And David did as God commanded him. 1 Chronicles 14:16-17. They struck down the Philistine army from Gibeon to Gezer, and the fame of David went out into all lands, and the Lord brought the fear of him upon all nations. It says God made David famous. And that was for a purpose. Enemies of Israel would not invade Israel as long as David was king, because it was noted that God favored David, that David won every battle. So no enemy king dared attack Israel because of the reputation and fame that had gone around about David. And God said to Solomon, 2 Chronicles 1:11, because this was in your heart, and you have not asked riches, wealth, nor honor, nor the life of your enemies, nor yet have asked for long life, but have asked wisdom and knowledge for yourselves, that you may judge my people, over whom I have made you king. Wisdom and knowledge are granted to you. I will also give you riches, possessions, and honor, such as none of the kings had who were before you, and none after you shall have the like. So God made Solomon rich and famous. So this desire to be one up above others comes from an ancient root. Because at the beginning, Lucifer said in his heart, Isaiah 14:13-15, I will ascend to heavens above the stars of God. So that's not from God, this business of I will ascend. 5 times he said, I will set my throne on high. I will sit on the mount of assembly in the far reaches of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. So that went wrong. And this I will do it my way, Lucifer prompted to Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, and brought mistrust about the father heart of God, and prompted and said he did not give all that could have been given. That was the beginning of the human debacle, that God did not give all that could have been given, when in fact God had given all. So now also young people can feel that about their parents. Pursuit of fame can be dangerous to your faith, because the trajectory takes your heart away from God, away from other people, and it moves towards yourself. So focus becomes you. In everything you do, you have to be seen, noted, decorated, exhibited. So that's not the way we want to go. There's an injury inside us seeking fame to hide. Injury seeking fame as a cover. The injury inside us, brokenness inside us, our inside speaking not so well, put down. Then we want to put up, jack ourselves up. That's not the way to go. Be famous, be known, be liked. I better recognize that desire is rooted in injury. It's rooted in sin. It's a false promise, something that doesn't deliver. That is, we are trying to promote ourselves. A slippery ladder, a dead rope all the time, jump up, striving. That's not the way God promotes. Promotion comes not from the east, west, or south. Promotion comes from the Lord. Be honest, because so often we try to represent ourselves rather than the God who we serve. So we want to represent the greatest truth on earth, our Savior, our shepherd, and not ourselves. So when next time fame comes our way, we say for good service, excellent service, fame came our way. And I want to use that fame to exalt the good name of our shepherd, who is able to help others also in their work field. Excellence brings wealth. Excellence also helps the poor to come out of their poverty. And Mary said, my soul magnifies the Lord, not myself. My spirit rejoices in God, my Savior. That's the way to go. God bless you and God keep you. And if you want any more clips on spirituality or science reason, this is my 664th one. If you want any other, please let me know with a WhatsApp to 074 211 5011. If you are overseas, +94 74 211 5011. Also, you can download my app, Dr. Lalith Mendis, Golden Nuggets, from App Store or Google. And may God bless you. And you can say, Good Shepherd, I want you to anoint my head with oil. I want you to fill my cup to overflow. I want you to appoint my table in life. And He will do that. Thank you for listening.